We just kind of keep going around in circles with this, don't we? So, the last video I posted, I was responding to a comment that was gaslighting and manipulating my audience, which I said is what they were doing. And they pretty much doubled down on that. So, what they were saying is that I don't hold myself accountable enough for why people do the things that they're doing to me. Like, sure, my aunt is being a petty bitch about my birthday, but what did I do to cause her to do that? And my response was, well, since it's my birthday, then what I did must have been my birth. They wanted to go a little bit more recent. But the thing is, I already addressed that in the video that I made talking about my aunt's post. I very clearly stated that a couple of years ago, when my family was first reintroduced into my life, I had a bad mental health crisis. I went into a bit of a spiral, panic, depression, desperation to be heard over my abusive family, who was back in my life, targeting my disabled brother's grave. I was pretty clear about the effect that all of this has had on me physically, emotionally, since it started. So this person is saying, well, you completely neglect to talk about what you've done. No, I haven't. I very clearly spoke about how it affected me mentally. I tried campaigning to gain attention to what was happening. That's and this is what happens when I actually engage with my audience, because it's all gaslighting and manipulation. And just like I said with my aunt, she doesn't even know me enough to accurately attack me right now. She can only think about the things that have happened in the last few years that she has instigated and considers a win in her eyes, that she can go after me again. These channels also don't really know me. They only know the reaction that they've been able to get from me, and they don't fully understand why they've gotten that reaction. And it was because my abusive family coming into my life caused a bad reaction that lasted a couple of years. So they can't hold an argument with me about who I am and what I've done, because they don't actually know. So we're just going around in circles, even though I very clearly talked about those things. They'll say, but you didn't talk about these things. You didn't talk about these things. And they'll just keep accusing me of not discussing it or blowing it off or ignoring it. When if you go back and watch that video, I addressed it. So, and that's also why the only thing that I thought that they could be talking about was, well, since this is my birthday, what upsets her enough to attack me must be my birth. And what y'all also don't realize, because you have not been around, my aunt has always treated me this way. She has always acted like I was not fit to be a member of her family. It didn't start when my grandmother passed away. She says differently. I'm telling you. And I have people that could confirm that, but they're afraid to speak out because the group targets and attacks people who speak out for me. It's a very uneven playing field at this moment, until I become, famous enough that I can speak and people can speak for me without being targeted. this is unfortunately what we have.